In the name of God, the most merciful, the most powerful, let us begin. My friends, my fighters, today I want to talk to the ones who scroll through their feeds at 2 a.m., wondering why life hasn't given them the story they imagined. The ones who see friends hitting milestones, landing jobs, or traveling the world, and ask themselves quietly, why not me? The ones whose hearts pound with fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being too small in a world that celebrates loudness and perfection. There was a young man, let's call him Alex. He graduated with a degree, full of hope and ambition. He moved to the city of dreams, New York, chasing opportunities, believing that hard work would be enough. But reality hit him like a winter storm. The first rejection came, then the second. Doors slammed, bills piled up. Friends seemed to fly past him like rockets, and he felt invisible. He started to whisper to himself, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't for me. Alex's fear was a shadow, stretching across every corner of his life. It whispered lies like a cunning enemy: stay comfortable, stay small, stay invisible. And for a while he listened. But here's the twist of every story worth telling. The moment of change, the pivot, the silent awakening, is always at the edge of fear. Alex sat one night in his tiny apartment, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of missed opportunities. And then he realized the version of himself he feared, the bold, unstoppable, unapologetic version, wasn't an enemy. It was his destiny calling. It was the self he was made to become. And that night, he decided to step into the fire instead of running from it. This is the story of millions of young Americans today, living in a culture of endless comparison, constant noise, and overstimulation, where social media amplifies doubt, where college debt and job pressure weigh heavy, where the pressure to figure it all out is deafening. And yet, in the midst of this storm, there is a choice to rise, a choice to become the version of yourself you fear. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." That path may be lonely at first, but it leads to growth, to power, to freedom. Your fear is not a wall, it's a door. And behind that door is the person you were born to become. So I ask you, here and now, who are you listening to? The fear that whispers, or the courage that roars? Who are you becoming? The shadow of your past, or the version of yourself that terrifies the world because it's unstoppable, unbreakable, and unapologetically alive? Today, right here, right now, you can decide to step into that fear. Because every hero you admire, every legend you've ever heard of, started exactly where you are. Staring at doubt, staring at the impossible, staring at fear. And yet they chose to rise. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most powerful, let us begin. My friends, my fighters, today I want to talk to the ones who scroll through their feeds at 2 a.m., wondering why life hasn't given them the story they imagined. The ones who see friends hitting milestones, landing jobs, or traveling the world, and ask themselves quietly, why not me? The ones whose hearts pound with fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being too small in a world that celebrates loudness and perfection. There was a young man, let's call him Alex. He graduated with a degree, full of hope and ambition. He moved to the city of dreams, New York, chasing opportunities, believing that hard work would be enough. But reality hit him like a winter storm. The first rejection came, then the second. Doors slammed, bills piled up. Friends seemed to fly past him like rockets, and he felt invisible. He started to whisper to himself, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't for me. Alex's fear was a shadow, stretching across every corner of his life. It whispered lies like a cunning enemy: stay comfortable, stay small, stay invisible. And for a while he listened. But here's the twist of every story worth telling. The moment of change, the pivot, the silent awakening, is always at the edge of fear. Alex sat one night in his tiny apartment, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of missed opportunities. And then he realized the version of himself he feared, the bold, unstoppable, unapologetic version, wasn't an enemy. It was his destiny calling. It was the self he was made to become. And that night, he decided to step into the fire instead of running from it. This is the story of millions of young Americans today, living in a culture of endless comparison, constant noise, and overstimulation, where social media amplifies doubt, where college debt and job pressure weigh heavy, where the pressure to figure it all out is deafening. And yet, in the midst of this storm, there is a choice to rise, a choice to become the version of yourself you fear. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. That path may be lonely at first, but it leads to growth, to power, to freedom. Your fear is not a wall, it's a door. And behind that door is the person you were born to become." So I ask you, here and now, who are you listening to? The fear that whispers, or the courage that roars? Who are you becoming? The shadow of your past, or the version of yourself that terrifies the world because it's unstoppable, unbreakable, and unapologetically alive? Today, right here, right now, you can decide to step into that fear. Because every hero you admire, every legend you've ever heard of, started exactly where you are, staring at doubt, staring at the impossible, staring at fear. And yet they chose to rise. No, listen carefully, because this is where most people turn away. Most people scroll past this truth like it's just another meme, but not you. You're here because somewhere deep inside, a fire is burning, and it refuses to die. Young Americans, ages 18 to 35, I see you. You're juggling college debt like a tightrope walker balancing 1,000 bricks. You've got student loans whispering in your ear every morning, bills screaming at you at night, and the constant pressure to figure it all out before society writes your obituary. You're working jobs you hate, hustling through internships, and trying to keep a social life intact, and still feel like you're failing. Sound familiar? Relationships, complicated. Friendships, avomly. Loving but sometimes blind to your dreams. And social media, don't get me started. Every scroll, every story, every highlight reel tells you that you're behind, not enough, inadequate. And here's the brutal truth. If you keep measuring yourself against someone else's filtered life, you will always feel small. Fear is whispering constantly, you can't. You're not ready. Wait for the perfect moment. And here's the cold reality. There is no perfect moment. There is no permission slip from life. Waiting is the easiest trap. Waiting is the silent killer of potential. And yet, most people fall into it like it's safe harbor. It's not. It's a cage disguised as comfort. You see, the world isn't designed to pamper you. It isn't set up to tell you you're amazing every time you try. The system, the culture, even your peers, they reward courage, not comfort. They reward action, not excuses. And if you keep giving in to fear, hesitation, and doubt, the world will leave you behind quietly, mercilessly. But here's the wake-up call: you are not destined to drift. You are not doomed to fade. You are capable of more than you know. Every challenge you face, the debt, the rejection, the heartbreak, the uncertainty, is training you. Every hardship is sculpting the version of yourself you fear. That's right, pain is a chisel, fear is a forge, and your courage is the hammer. Think about it. A warrior isn't born in comfort. A leader isn't created in a safe room. The strongest, boldest, most unstoppable people you admire, they were forged in fire. And the fire you feel right now, that's your invitation, your challenge, your moment to rise. So I ask you, will you let fear define your life, whispering excuses like a snake in your ear? Or will you take that fire in your chest, grab it by the horns, and turn it into the fuel that launches you toward the version of yourself you once feared? Remember what Theodore Roosevelt said: far better it is to dare mighty things than to rank with those timid souls who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat. This is the truth nobody will sugarcoat. Life is hard. Life is unfair. Life doesn't care about your comfort. But that's exactly why you were born for it: to stand tall, to fight, to rise, to become the version you fear. But now, my friends, let me tell you something powerful. Even in the darkest alleys of doubt, even when the world seems louder than your heartbeat, there is a spark inside you that refuses to die. That spark is your soul. That spark is God's gift. That spark is the part of you that knows you were made for more. Yes, life is hard. Yes, the system can be ruthless. But within you is a courage that no debt, no rejection, no failure, no social comparison can steal. And the truth is this: the fear you feel, the trembling, the anxiety, the uncertainty, these are not signs of weakness. These are the echoes of your potential, calling you to rise. Imagine your fear as a mountain. The higher it seems, the more glorious the view from the summit. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you carve a path through the wilderness of your life. Think about it. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he lit up the world. Every rejection, every explosion in the lab, every "it won't work," it was his teacher, not his enemy. And yet he persisted. And because he persisted, the entire world learned to see in light. You are no different. The failures, the heartbreaks, the mistakes you've endured, they are your mentors. They are lessons wrapped in challenge. They are shaping you into the version of yourself that terrifies you, and rightly so, because greatness is meant to intimidate. Rumi once said, "Don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure." This is your moment. Your pain, your struggle, your fear, they are not chains. They are the forge, the fire in which the best version of you is being tempered. And here's the beauty of it: you are not alone. Millions of young Americans feel this weight every day. Millions have doubted themselves, failed, and wondered if life was passing them by. And yet some rise. Why? Because they decide. Because they refuse to remain small. Because they choose courage over comfort. And that, my friends, is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the afraid from the unstoppable. So I ask you today, will you allow your fear to dictate your story? Or will you rise, even trembling, even scared, even uncertain, and take the first step toward the version of yourself you once feared? You have no idea how strong you are until you step into the storm. You have no idea how high you can rise until you push against the wind. And you have no idea how unstoppable you are until you say, "I will become the version of myself I fear, and I will thrive." This is not just motivation. This is a call to awaken, to align courage with purpose, to turn the fire of your fear into the wings of your destiny. This is where words become action. This is where fear meets courage. This is where the version of yourself you've been avoiding finally steps forward. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to step into that self, the one that scares you, the one that excites you, the one that will transform your life forever. You see, talking about change is easy. Watching others succeed while you remain the same is easy. Complaining, doubting, waiting for permission, waiting for luck, that's easy. But the hard work of growth, the fire, the discipline, the relentless courage, that's what creates legends. That's what transforms the version of yourself you fear into the version of yourself that conquers. Step 1. Face your fear. Naming it gives it power. The first step is to identify exactly what it is that terrifies you. Most people are afraid of vague ideas, failure, rejection not being enough, but fear hides in details. Fear is cowardice disguised as mystery. Write it down, name it, stare at it. Because as Seneca once said, "Who fears death will never do anything worth of life." The same is true for fear itself. Name it, own it, and suddenly, it's no longer an invisible monster. It's a target, and you are armed. Step 2. Build relentless discipline. Your bridge from dream to reality. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is your sword. Discipline is your armor. Discipline is the bridge between the life you are living and the life you are capable of creating. Every single day, do the things you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. Wake up early, train your body, train your mind, read, plan, execute, repeat. Because as Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength Discipline is not glamorous, but it's unstoppable. It turns intention into action. It turns potential into reality. Step 3, fail fast, learn faster. Failure is your mentor. If you are terrified of failure, you will remain small forever. Growth comes from stepping forward, falling, and rising again, every single time. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your most honest teacher. Remember the words of Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Study every setback, extract its lessons, adapt, try again. Fail differently next time. Every failure is information. Every failure is data. Every failure is fuel. The person you fear becoming, the unstoppable, unapologetic, powerful version of yourself, is shaped in these moments of challenge. Step 4. Surround yourself with the right energy. The company you keep shapes your mind. Energy is contagious. Attitudes are viral. If you spend your time with complainers, you will become a complainer. If you spend your time with doubters, you will doubt yourself. But if you surround yourself with learners, doers, dreamers, warriors, and believers, you will rise. Proverbs say, "Show me your friends, and I will show you your future." Seek the people who lift you, who push you, who refuse to settle. Seek mentors who have walked the path you aspire to tread. Seek companions who challenge your limits every day. Step 5. Ritualize your growth. Make courage habitual. Bravery is not a one-time act. Courage is a ritual, a daily practice. Start small. Every morning, ask yourself, what fear will I face today? Every evening, reflect, where did I grow? Where did I hesitate? How will I rise tomorrow? Create rituals that align your actions with your highest potential. Journal your progress. Read something that expands your mind. Meditate to clear your fears. Exercise to strengthen your body. Visualize the person you fear becoming until the image burns into your mind. This is how heroes are made. This is how legends are forged. This is how you step into the version of yourself you fear. Step 6. Take immediate action. The universe rewards movement. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. There are none. The perfect time is now. The perfect moment is the one you create. As the old proverb says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step. Do something terrifying today. Something uncomfortable. Something that makes your heart pound and your palms sweat. Because fear is not the enemy. Inertia is. Movement creates courage. Movement creates momentum. Movement creates life. Step 7. Adopt a stoic mindset. You are not controlled by circumstance. You cannot control the world, but you can control yourself. You cannot control what people say, how society judges you, or the obstacles that appear. But you can control your response. You can control your effort, your focus, your discipline, your courage. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every obstacle, every fear, every barrier is not a blockade. It is a signpost directing you toward your greatest growth. Your fear is not a wall. It is a door. Open it. Step 8. Repeat relentlessly. Become the habitual warrior. Consistency is the weapon of the unstoppable. Courage is a muscle. Discipline is a muscle. Growth is a muscle. And muscles do not grow overnight. They grow with repeated tension, repeated effort, repeated discipline. Every day you rise, every day you act. Every day you refuse to settle, you strengthen yourself. You are becoming. You are transforming. You are stepping into the version of yourself you feared. And eventually fear will recognize you as its master. Step 9, share the fire, help others rise. No one rises alone. Your courage, your growth, your fear conquering becomes stronger when you illuminate the path for others. Teach, mentor, encourage. Share your victories, failures, and lessons. As the Stoics say, we are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids. Together, the force multiplies. One courageous mind lifts 100 others. One disciplined life inspires 100 more. One brave action creates a chain reaction that can shake entire communities. Step 10. Internalize your identity. You are the version you fear. Stop hoping. Stop wishing. Stop asking. Start becoming. Move from I hope I can grow to I am someone who grows. Move from I hope I can face fear to I am fear's conqueror. This is no longer a choice. This is your identity. This is your destiny. The version you feared is not outside of you. It is inside, waiting, awake, ready. And all you have to do is step forward. Remember the words of Seneca, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Prepare, act, conquer, grow. Your fear, your challenge, your struggle, they are no longer barriers. They are the fuel, the bridge, and the wings that carry you to greatness. Step into your fear today. Take action. Repeat tomorrow, repeat the next. And one day, you will look back and realize the person you feared has been living in you all along.
So rise.
Rise like the storm. Rise like the mountain. Rise like the unstoppable force that fear once trembled before. Today is the day. Today is your moment. Step into the fire. Become the version of yourself you fear. And never look back. This is where the fire you've been carrying in your chest becomes the steel in your spine. This is where the version of yourself you feared becomes the version of yourself you live. The world has spent years telling you who you are. Your fear has whispered it. Your doubts have shouted it. Society has measured you, judged you, compared you, and told you that you're not enough. But here's the truth. Who you are is not what the world says. Who you are is what you decide. Who you are is what you fight for. Step into this truth. Your identity is not a label handed to you at birth. It is not a title given by circumstance, by society, by failure, or by fear. Your identity is a choice. And the choice you make every single day, in the face of doubt, in the face of hardship, in the face of fear, determines the person you are becoming. Move from I hope I can grow to I am someone who grows. Move from I hope I can face fear to I am fear's conqueror. Move from I hope I can succeed to because I will succeed because I refuse to be small. Every action, every decision, every moment of courage is a brushstroke painting the masterpiece that is your life. And slowly, beautifully, inevitably, that painting becomes your reality. Imagine a sculptor standing before a block of marble. He doesn't complain that the marble is hard. He doesn't wish for a different block. He sees the potential within, and with each precise strike, he releases the form that was always there. That sculptor is you, and the version you fear, the powerful, unstoppable, unapologetic version of yourself, is already inside you, waiting for you to chisel it free. And here's the stoic truth that most people never grasp. Life does not give you greatness. Life gives you obstacles. Life gives you resistance. Life gives you fear, but it is your response, your discipline, your courage, your relentless action that transforms struggle into glory. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is not a roadblock. It is the road, and walking it is what creates the version of you you once feared. Now feel this every day you practice courage, every day you rise despite fear, every day you refuse to be small, your identity shifts. You are no longer the person who waits. You are no longer the person who doubts. You are no longer the person who hides behind excuses. You are becoming. You are evolving. You are stepping into power, into purpose, into destiny. And one day, you will look back and see a life transformed. A life built not on luck, not on comfort, not on validation, but on relentless courage, discipline, and action. And here's the most beautiful part. This is contagious. The more you rise, the more those around you feel the pull to rise. Courage is infectious. Growth is infectious. Discipline is infectious. By becoming the version you fear, you are lighting a torch that can illuminate 1,000 lives. You are no longer just living for yourself. You are living for the world that desperately needs brave, bold, unbreakable souls like you. So I ask you, right here, right now, are you ready to stop being the person who fears life and start being the person who conquers it? Are you ready to embrace the version of yourself you've been running from? Are you ready to become unstoppable? Because here is the final truth, the ultimate key to transformation. You do not become someone new by wishing, hoping, or waiting. You become someone new by deciding, by acting, by refusing to settle for the life fear wants you to live. Your identity is forged in the fire of courage. Your destiny is written with the ink of relentless action. And the universe bows to those who refuse to remain small. Remember the words of Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Stop wasting your life doubting yourself. Step into your fear. Step into your courage. Step into the version of yourself you once thought impossible. And never, ever look back. Today, my friends, today, you become the person the world fears, not because you are cruel, but because you are unstoppable. You become the person who does not bow to fear, does not wait for permission, does not hide. You become the person you were born to be. I see you. I see the weight you carry every single day, the doubt, the fear, the endless comparisons, the sleepless nights wondering if you're enough. I see the bills, the pressures, the expectations that feel impossible to meet. I see the moments you wanted to give up, the nights you felt invisible, the mornings when getting out of bed felt like climbing a mountain. And I want you to know it's okay. It's human. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are simply standing at the crossroads of fear and growth. Every soul that ever achieved greatness has been exactly where you are right now. Exhausted, uncertain, afraid, and wondering if it's worth continuing. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. Deep inside your bones, your struggle is not your enemy. Your fear is not your cage. They are the soil where your courage grows, the forge where your identity is tempered, the fire that will illuminate your destiny. You are one choice away from a life that excites you instead of scares you. One action away from stepping into the version of yourself that you have always feared. The version that doesn't quit, that doesn't settle, that doesn't shrink for anyone or anything. That version has been waiting for you, waiting for your courage, waiting for your decision, waiting for you to realize that you are already capable. And here is what I want you to do. Start small. Start today. Choose courage over comfort in one area of your life. Step forward despite fear. Fail. Learn. Try again. Repeat. Because every moment you act with bravery, you are building momentum. You are reshaping your mind. You are becoming the unstoppable version of yourself you once feared. Share this courage with others. Lift someone who is struggling. Encourage someone who feels lost. Because when we rise together, when we build a community of people refusing to settle, the universe itself conspires in our favor. There is a power in shared purpose, a force that magnifies your growth beyond imagination. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every struggle, every fear, every failure is not a blockade. It is the path. It is the signpost pointing you toward your destiny. So today, my friends, take this to heart. Your life will not change until your mindset does. Break the fixed. Build the growth. Step into the fire. Step into courage. Step into the version of yourself you fear. And know this, the world is waiting for you to rise. Your courage is contagious. Your growth is contagious. And together we can become unstoppable. You are not alone. You are never alone. And you are ready. Today, rise. Today, act. Today, claim the version of yourself that fear has tried to hide. And never, ever look back. Friends, warriors, this is not just another speech. This is your wake-up call. This is the moment where excuses die, where comfort crumbles, and where courage rises from the ashes of fear. Look around you. Look at the world. Look at life as it is. Chaotic, messy, unfair, relentless. The bills won't wait. The clock won't stop. Opportunities won't knock twice. And yet, so many of you are holding back, afraid, hesitant, waiting for the perfect moment that will never come. Waiting for motivation that is fleeting. Waiting for someone else to hand you permission to step into your power. But hear me now, no one will give it to you. No one will hand you greatness. Greatness is not a gift. Greatness is earned. And it is earned in the trenches of fear, doubt, and struggle. It is earned when you rise again and again, when the world tries to stop you. It is earned when you step into the version of yourself you fear and refuse to shrink. I know many of you are carrying regrets. Regrets about what you didn't do, what you didn't say, what you didn't try. I know some of you have been hurt, rejected, told you're not enough, and felt invisible. And I see you. I see every struggle. I see every tear. And I promise you, none of that defines you. None of it. Your past does not dictate your future. Your fear does not dictate your future. Your excuses do not dictate your future. No, repeat this to yourself: I can. I am. I am here to conquer. I am here to rise. I am here to become the version of myself that fear once whispered about in my ear. Say it. Say it until it burns in your bones. Say it until the doubt inside you runs for cover. Say it until the world knows you are unstoppable. This is your moment. This is your battlefield. And on this battlefield, you have two choices: stay small or rise into the version you fear. Stay in comfort or embrace courage. Stay average or become extraordinary. The choice is yours. Every day you hesitate, every day you let fear whisper in your ear, you are giving your life to someone else's story. But today, you write your own. I want you to see it clearly. The version you fear is not impossible. It is not distant. It is already inside you, waiting for your courage, waiting for your action, waiting for your discipline, waiting for your relentless refusal to settle for less than you are capable of. And once you step into it, once you own it, fear will bow to you, and the world will follow. So here's my challenge: not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Today, step forward. Take that first terrifying step toward the version of yourself you fear. Fail.
Learn, rise.
Repeat. And don't just do it for you. Do it for everyone who has ever doubted you, who has ever told you you can't, who has ever underestimated your potential. Prove it, not to them, but to yourself. And then show the world what unstoppable looks like. And remember these words: frenzy. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. Every fear, every obstacle, every heartbreak, every failure, use it, convert it. Let it propel you into the version of yourself that fear once said was impossible. So rise, stand, step, fight, act, become. The person you've feared, the one you've dreamed of, is waiting. And I promise you, once you embrace that person, you will never be the same again. No, go. Step into the fire. Step into your fear. Step into your power. And let the world witness the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. So breathe, just breathe. Not the shallow breath of a restless mind, but the slow, steady inhale of someone who finally understands that life changes in the space between two heartbeats. Because what I'm about to tell you might sting, not because it's harsh, but because deep down you already know it's true. And sometimes truth doesn't knock gently, it kicks the door open. So take that breath. Let your lungs fill with silence. Let your thoughts settle like dust after a storm. In Stoic teachings, they say, no man is disturbed by things, but by his opinion of them. Right now, your opinion of yourself is the only thing limiting you. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the version of yourself that terrifies you. The disciplined one, the focused one, the relentless one. The one who says no to distractions. The one who doesn't shrink when life gets heavy. The one who wakes before the sun, faces the mirror without flinching, and refuses to bow to excuses. Now here's the truth that stings that version you fear. He's not your enemy. He's your blueprint. He's the mountain you keep circling instead of climbing. He's the path you keep postponing because comfort keeps convincing you that tomorrow is loyal, but tomorrow is a liar, and comfort is a thief. That version of you, the stronger one, the sharper one, the one who walks with purpose, has been waiting for years behind the wall you built with doubt. And this right here, in this breath, in this pause, in this stillness where everything becomes quiet and honest, this is the moment you admit it. This is the moment you realize that the life you're capable of has been calling your name so loudly that even your excuses are tired. This is the cinematic pause. The frame in your life where everything slows down so you can finally see what you've been running from. The moment the hero decides, enough. And this brings us slowly, intentionally, powerfully to the story. The story that will change the way you walk, change the way you think, and maybe, if you let it, change the person you become. When a person decides to grow, the universe has no choice but to step aside, because growth is not a request. It is a declaration, a sacred announcement to existence itself that you will no longer walk as the smaller version of yourself. When a human being, broken, scared, imperfect, finally whispers, "I'm done living beneath my potential," the universe does what it has always done for the courageous. It moves. It shifts. It rearranges. It clears paths that were once impossible because your mind was still imprisoned. In the ancient world, the Stoics taught, the obstacle is the way, and they meant it literally. Life is never the same once you decide to stop avoiding the obstacle and start climbing it. When you choose to grow, old habits loosen their grip, old fears lose their authority. Old versions of you pack their bags because they know they no longer belong in the house you are building. People around you feel the difference. Some will distance themselves, not because you changed too fast, but because they stayed the same too long. Opportunities that once ran from you now begin to orbit around you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. Growth is a force. It is spiritual gravity. The moment you stand up straighter, speak clearer, live bolder, life steps back like a crowd making room for a warrior who just decided he will never kneel again. Understand this: the universe does not reward desire, it rewards decision. The second you truly decide to become the version you fear, life must make space for the person you are becoming. Because a person who grows becomes unstoppable. And the universe knows better than to stand in the way of someone who finally understands their own power. The Stoics said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And God knows they were right. Because most people are not destroyed by the battles they fight. They're destroyed by the battles they invent. We fear shadows more than storms. We fear possibilities more than consequences. We fear the idea of becoming powerful, far more than the process of becoming powerful. Look around you. The world is full of people who could have been extraordinary, but chose comfort because growth felt frightening. Not because they were weak, but because somewhere deep inside, they believed the lie that greatness is reserved for other people. But as the old proverb whispers, the obstacle is the way. And here's the part most people miss: the version of yourself that you fear becoming. The disciplined one, the focused one, the relentless one, that version isn't blocking your path. That version is the path. To rise is to struggle. To grow is to endure friction. To evolve is to allow the old layers of who you were to crack and fall like pieces of worn-out armor. A snake cannot grow without shedding its skin. A tree cannot reach sunlight without pushing through dirt. A warrior cannot find strength without the weight of resistance. And you cannot build a new life with an outdated mind. You cannot create a powerful future while clinging to the timid habits of your past. You cannot step into destiny while dragging the ghosts of who you used to be. Growth demands a certain death, not of the body, but of the version of you that survived instead of lived. So understand this: the fear you feel is not a warning, it's a compass. It points toward the next version of you waiting to be born. It points toward the life you're capable of living, but too hesitant to claim. And now we move toward your challenge. The moment where comfort ends and transformation begins. So here's my challenge to you: simple but not easy. In fact, if it feels easy, you're doing it wrong. For the next 7 days, walk straight toward the thing you fear the most. Not around it, not away from it, toward it. Say the truth you've swallowed for months. Take the first step toward the habit you've kept for tomorrow. Shatter the pattern that has quietly stolen your time, your fire, your potential. And when fear rises, when your chest tightens, when your mind screams, "Not today," when the old you tries to pull you back into the shadows, good. That is the signal. That is the signpost. That is the universe tapping your shoulder saying, "Now you're finally facing the right direction." Because understand something, growth has never felt safe. Transformation has never felt comfortable. And the version of you that you fear becoming, the disciplined one, the self-controlled one, the focused one, the unstoppable one, that version will demand that you enter the very storms you've been circling for years. The Stoics said, if you want to improve, be content to be foolish and stupid, meaning be willing to feel uncomfortable, be willing to feel unready, be willing to feel afraid, and still move. Cowards wait for courage. Warriors act their way into courage. And so, as you begin this 7-day battle with yourself, let me ask you something, not softly, but directly, like a man who wants to wake the sleeping warrior inside you. Will you continue living as a prisoner to your potential? Or will you finally rise and confront the parts of you that have kept you small? Will you keep feeding the identity that limits you? Or will you dare to step into the identity that terrifies you? Because deep down you know it is your destiny. Will you run from who you could become? Or will you stand still, turn around, and walk toward that powerful silhouette you've been avoiding for years? I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for courage. I'm asking for honesty. I'm asking for 7 days of war with the weaker version of you. Because once you do that, once you take responsibility with your chest open and your eyes clear, you will discover the truth that every great soul eventually learns. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your introduction to the person you were born to be. You want change. Then build the courage to change. Not tomorrow, not when it feels easy, but now, when your bones ache with the weight of the life you've been settling for. You want growth. Then become uncomfortable. Sit in the silence that terrifies you. Stand in the heat of your own doubt. Feel the edges of fear sharpen against you, and keep moving anyway. You want strength. Then walk straight through the things that broke you. Through the heartbreak, the failure, the shame you've carried like armor. Each scar is a lesson, not a mark of defeat. The stronger you want to become, the more you must embrace the very pain you have been avoiding. You want freedom. Then stop being a prisoner of your own excuses. Stop telling yourself later when you know the moment is here. Stop hiding behind comfort while your potential waits at the door, knocking louder than ever. Because here is the harsh truth, the reality that nobody wants to admit. The world will not hand you the life you dream of. No one owes you a victory. No one will clear the path. Your dreams will not politely wait while you hesitate. You must take it. You must fight for it. With discipline that pierces distraction. With clarity that slices confusion. With fire in your chest that refuses to be tamed. With truth in your steps that cannot be shaken by doubt, by fear, or by the judgment of the world. But understand this. To carry that fire, you cannot be the same person you were yesterday. Your identity must transform. You must move from saying, I hope I can grow, to declaring, I am someone who grows. You must stand in the mirror and recognize not the timid soul you once were, but the unstoppable being who refuses to settle, who refuses to shrink, who refuses to bow before fear. Identity is the foundation. It shapes every choice, every action, every victory. Change your identity, and your life will inevitably follow. The fire you seek is already within you, but it can only burn fully when you decide, I am the version I feared, and I will not step back. You are not weak. You are untrained. You are not lost. You are becoming. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. And the day you truly understand that is the day the weight you carry stops crushing your spirit, because strength is not given at birth. It is not a gift handed to the lucky or the chosen. Strength is forged inside the darkness that no one else sees, inside the pain that humbles you, that tests you, that threatens to stop you from rising. It is built in the moments when your knees tremble, your heart pounds, and every voice inside screams, you can't. But you go anyway, you rise anyway, you endure anyway. That is where the version of you fear, the version who commands discipline, courage, and power is born. It is not given, it is forged, molded by trials, sharpened by setbacks, polished by persistence. And yet even warriors need softness. Even the mightiest oak bends to the wind. Even the fiercest flame needs oxygen to burn. Compassion, patience, humility, these are not weaknesses. They are the steel that allows your strength to be sustained, the calm inside the storm, the grounding beneath the chaos. So remember, the version you fear is not a tyrant to escape. It is a masterpiece waiting to emerge from the raw clay of your struggle. The forge is painful, the process relentless, but when it is complete, when you step into that version of yourself, the world will step aside, because you will have become unshakable. You will have become unstoppable. You will have become the storm and the calm that follows. I know you're tired, more tired than you allow people to see. Tired in the bones, tired in the heart, tired in the quiet places where no one ever looks. I know life has hit you harder than you ever expected. Not once, not twice, but in waves, the kind of waves that don't just knock you down. They make you question if you'll ever stand tall again. I know you've been carrying pain you never put into words. The kind of pain you hide behind a smile. The kind of pain that echoes in your chest when the room finally goes silent. Pain from disappointments you didn't deserve, losses you weren't ready for, mistakes you still punish yourself for, and dreams you're afraid to say out loud because you're scared someone might laugh, or worse, you might fail again. But listen to me. Listen with the part of your soul that's still breathing beneath all that weight-carrying pain. Does not mean you stop walking. Losing your way does not mean you lose your future. And your past, no matter how loud, does not get the final vote on your worth. Because here you are, right now, not scrolling past, not running, not hiding, but listening. And no one listens this far unless something deep inside them is still alive, still fighting, still dreaming. That tiny spark you feel, even if it's faint, is the same spark that built warriors, rebuilt empires, and carried countless souls through storms far darker than yours. The Stoics said, as long as you draw breath, you are not defeated. And they were right, because if your heart is still beating, then possibility is still breathing with it. You may not see your greatness yet, but greatness never introduces itself with fireworks. It arrives quietly in moments like this, when something inside you whispers, I'm meant for more. And that whisper, that belief, is the beginning of your transformation. It is the first brick of the life you're meant to build. It is the seed of the version you fear becoming. Stronger, braver, more disciplined, more alive than anything you've ever been. So yes, you're tired. Yes, life has been unfair. Yes, the road ahead will require more of you than the road behind ever did. But hear me with the calm of a wisdom, keeper and the fire of a warrior. The fact that you're still here means the universe has not given up on you. So don't you dare give up on yourself. Because belief, even the size of a grain of sand, is the beginning of greatness. It is the ember that becomes the fire. It is the breath that becomes the roar. It is the start of the life you were born to live, and the life you've been afraid to claim. Now take a moment and imagine yourself 1 year from today, not as a shadow of who you are, not as someone still hiding behind excuses, but standing taller than you've ever dared to stand. Imagine your chest open to the wind, breathing deeper than ever before, feeling the air fill your lungs with strength, with clarity, with purpose. Imagine speaking with certainty, each word deliberate, each action intentional, each step echoing the courage you once only dreamed of. Imagine walking through your days with purpose so clear that distraction no longer tempts you, and fear no longer whispers in your ear. Now focus on the version of you that used to terrify you. The one who demanded discipline, who asked for sacrifice, who never accepted mediocrity. The one you used to run from in the quiet of your mind. Imagine that version standing in front of you, looking straight into your eyes, and whispering with quiet authority, you finally found me. Do you feel it? The weight of your own untapped potential. The fire you've kept caged for far too long. That is your life if you choose it. That is your destiny if you claim it. That is your future if you stop running from the fire you were born to walk through. The Stoics teach us, He who fears death or the storm dies a little every day. And isn't that the truth for so many of us? We hide from the storm, we hide from fear, we hide from growth, and in doing so, we die quietly inside long before our time. But you, if you rise, if you choose, if you act, you will no longer be afraid. You will no longer run. You will walk through the fire, through the chaos, through the doubt, because you now understand that the fire itself is your teacher, your sculptor, your guide. And here is the final lesson I leave you with: life does not reward the cautious. Life does not kneel for the timid. Life bends, moves, and shifts for the ones who are willing to stand, to fight, to endure, and to claim themselves fully. The version you fear is not a punishment, it is a gift. The fire you resist is not your enemy, it is the forge of your destiny. The path you avoid is not cruel, it is the only way to the life you were born to live. So take a deep breath, look fear in the eyes, and step forward. Because the world will not hand you greatness, you must take it. The universe will not part the seas for you, you must walk through them. And the person you fear becoming, that person is waiting for you, right on the other side of your courage. My friends, before you leave, let me tell you what this entire speech truly means. The message of this speech is simple but life-changing. You are not meant to stay small. You are meant to grow, evolve, rise, and become the version of yourself that you once feared. If you truly listened, then you didn't just hear words. You heard a mirror showing you your potential, your strength, your hidden fire. And the benefit of this speech is that now you finally know where you were holding yourself back and where you can finally break through. You can use this message everywhere: in your career, in your relationships, in your discipline, in your self-respect, in every hard moment where the old you wants to quit. This speech is not just motivation, it is a tool, a compass, a torch you can carry into every dark corner of your life. And believe me when I say this, you are blessed that you found this video today. You didn't come here by accident. God sends guidance in strange ways, sometimes through people, sometimes through failure, sometimes through a voice in a video at 3 a.m. when your heart is tired. If you reached the end of this speech, it means one thing: you are serious about becoming better. You are willing to fight for your future. You are not like the millions wasting their time in distractions. You chose growth, and that choice alone already makes you rare. And remember this: I am with you on this journey. Every day, every video, every lesson, I stand with you to make you 1% stronger, 1% wiser, 1% braver. But don't keep this fire only for yourself. Share this message with your friends, your brothers, your sisters, the ones searching for their best version, the ones who are losing the battle alone. Because listen, the enemy is not your friends. The enemy is poverty, regret, wasted potential. Winning alone is empty, but winning together with your people, that is real victory. Thank you for staying till the end. I appreciate your presence, your time, your heart. And before you go, hit that subscribe button so that you receive every video, every lesson, every push daily, so you can keep growing, keep climbing, keep becoming the person you were destined to be. 1% better every single day.